Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing the beautiful Mothership number 9 Huetopian Dream Palette from Mcgrath. I am beyond excited to get into this palette, to swatch it for you, to create a couple of looks, and I'm also of course planning to do some swatch comparisons with some of my other Mcgrath palettes to see if any of these shades are similar to other shades in her collection. If you're new to my channel, my name is Patty and I would love it if you were here to stay, so please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's go ahead and get started. By the way, if by the end of this video you're interested in buying the palette, please make sure to do so using my links down in the description box, and I will not only have the links to the palette down there, but also links to everything that I'm wearing on my face and everything I'm about to apply. As you can see, I have most of my makeup on already. I am ready to dive right into this palette. But first, let me show you a close-up of the box and the interior of the palette. I love to read Mcgrath's palette description, so here you go. Experience astral projection as you transform eyes into prismatic nebulas with these ultra blendable, hyper wearable hues. 10 cosmically creamy pigments venture from iridescent amethyst and solar bronze to shocking pink coral. 6 futuristic finishes: velvet matte, mesmerizing metallic, luminous shimmer, mind-altering duochrome sparkle, and transcendental triochrome let you gleam, smolder, and shape your way through a galaxy of looks. All shades are formulated with a next-generation technology to ensure seamless blendability and exceptional wear on every skin tone. I mean, if that description doesn't make you want to buy this palette, I don't know what will. I absolutely love the way that Mcgrath words things. I forgot to say at the beginning of the video that we will also be trying this right here. This is new from Mcgrath, and this is her Intensive Eyes Artistry Wand. It basically is going to make our shimmers in the palette look even more present, more opaque, more shiny. And I simply cannot wait to try this one. In a minute, I'm going to show you what a shade looks like on its own versus on top of this, because I'm very intrigued to find out as well. Now let's get into the swatches, and I did swatch these before I read that beautiful description, so you'll see me wondering whether or not one of the shades is a triochrome, and obviously we now know that it is. So let me go ahead and show you the swatches. Skin Show Nude Ecstasy, Secret Eden, Bronze Desire, Bronze Solaris 005, Astra Venusian Orchid. Ooh, that is beautiful. Oh my god. That's definitely one of the ones that I was the most excited about, and I am pleased. Oh my god, that is so beautiful. This is the after swatch of those two. Wow. Extreme Plum Noir, Cosmic Bloom, Shockwave. Wow, that is intense. Blitz Sextreme. Is that like a triochrome shade? That's impressive. And Astral Amethyst Moon. Okay, that last one is Astral Amethyst Moon. These swatches are just so spectacular. I'm definitely, as always, extremely impressed by the Astral Blitz shades in this one. Those shimmer glitter shades are like a mirror. They look like crystal. And the second to last shade is very impressive. I feel like that's sort of a triochrome type of shade. I see burgundy and I see green. And in some lights, I also see like a pink shade. So beautiful. I have to admit, after I swatched the palette last night, I did not want to wash off my arm. I was so mesmerized by the way that these eyeshadows swatch the Astral Blitz formula in this palette. It is out of this world, the shift in the shimmers and the colors. Honestly, I can't wait to rub all of these eyeshadows all over my eyeballs. So let's keep going. I went ahead and unwrapped my wand right here, and I want to show you swatches with this underneath to see how much of a difference it makes. You click it out, I think. I thought it was broken for a second, but now it's actually coming out. Let me show you what this looks like. It's like some sort of gel in there. I think I want to try it with this shade right here. So here's the shade on its own. And now I'm going to put this right over on this area. It feels kind of cooling. have fun. And we're going to swatch the same shade over it. I hope I got it in the right spot. Alright, so yeah, we can clearly see the difference. I mean, on its own, it's pretty. I've always used Pat McGrath shimmers on their own and they are absolutely lovely, but you can see that the opacity is a lot more built up when you put it on top of that gel wand. So I'm excited to try it with my Eyeshadow Looks. I just went ahead and did swatches on my arm with and without the gel underneath. I definitely think that we can pretty clearly see which ones have the gel underneath and which ones don't. Again, they're all absolutely stunning, but I'm super excited to put that gel on my eyes because look at the intensity that it brings these shades. Okay, so let's get started with the eye looks. I have a little bit of the Pat McGrath concealer on my eyelids and a little bit of the under eye setting powder over top. I just basically, anything I did underneath my eyes, I spread it to the top as well. So that's what I primed with. And as always, to create my looks, I'm going to be using my Refer brushes. These are natural hair brushes. They are very often on sale and you can find the link down below if you're interested. These are the most affordable handcrafted Japanese brushes and I absolutely love to use them for my eyeshadow. They are my favorite and they have some of the best eyeshadow brush shapes. I'm so excited. Let's get started. I have my Refer number 15 and I'm going to grab this shade right here. And that is going to be my transition shade. By the way, I love that she included a lighter matte shade in this palette. I feel like we often lack a light matte shade in her palettes, and so I'm definitely extremely excited that she added one to this one because it is the perfect transition shade. By the way, did you see how easily that blended? I was talking the whole time, so you saw it in real time. Wow. Let's add a little bit more to intensify that crease color a little bit. And it's a really nice dusty rose type of shade. Love. Switching to my Refer number 1, I want to grab the coral shade right here. And I'm going to build it up on the outer V of the eye and into the crease ever so slightly. I'm doing little circles around the outer V so that it builds up. I don't think I've seen a coral shade like this one in any of her palettes. She has had warm mattes before, a couple, but nothing quite as coral as this one. I'm intensifying everything with it. That is lovely, and I'm just going to make sure to finish it up on the inner part right here. If you see anything weird on my lashes, is lash glue from yesterday that I haven't been able to take off, so forgive me. For my eyelid, I'm going to grab this shade right here, and I'm doing it with my finger. It's a really pretty shimmer shade, and I'm going to pat it right in the center here. That is looking beautiful, and it matches so perfect with the crease colors. Okay, I didn't know exactly when to bring out my wand. I feel like maybe I should have done it before this shimmer, but I don't know. I was thinking maybe just for the Astral Blitz shades. So I'm gonna put it right here on this inner corner, and I'm just tapping and swiping it a little bit like that. It kind of took off a little bit of what I just did with the shimmer, but that's okay because we are going to put another shade there. So I'm going to go in with this one right here. This one is the most reflective out of all of these. I feel like it shines more than any other eyeshadow from Pat McGrath. Maybe I'm just very excited about this palette, but I feel like it shines more. We will compare it to others when we do swatch comparisons, of course. That is so stunning. By the way, a lot of you guys asked me how I stopped the shimmer from falling, and clearly sometimes there's nothing you can do. I do have powder over my concealer, so hopefully it doesn't stick, but that's why I usually do my eyeshadow first and then I do my makeup, because I'm able to better clean up any fallout. With extremely shimmery shades like these, sometimes it's impossible not to have at least a little bit of fallout, you know? I'm going back with this shade and my finger, and I'm going to tap over the edge right here so that the two colors blend together nicely. Okay, I'm trying to wipe off the fallout. This is the brush that I applied powder with, which is a Wayne number 3 brush. I love this brush. Okay, that's better, but not perfect. You can see I still have a little bit right there. For my under eyes, I'm going to do the coral first. And I have this pointed number 26 brush from Refer here. And I'm going to just back and forth swipe underneath the eye, back and forth, and make sure to connect it right here at the end. Maybe I should have used that coral shade by itself. It looks beautiful on its own. I'm going to grab my reference number 13 and also tap that shade, and I'm going to just diffuse it underneath my eye. I don't think I'm going to mix it with the soft pink shade because I think that on its own it looks beautiful as well. I can barely tell a difference. On the top it just looks a little bit more grayish. And then for the inner corner of my eye, I'm going back to this shade right here, and I'm going to pat it in there with my reference number 28. This is so freaking stunning. It is definitely a very girly look. We're going to go deeper and darker on the second one, but I absolutely love the way that looks. Let's get started with the second look, and I think this time I'm going to do my wand first, just to try it out. I'm only going to do it where my eyeball is though. I'm not going to put it on the crease because I only want it where I'm going to apply shimmers. And I'm going to start the same way I started the first look with this shade right here. I'm applying it on the crease of my eye once again, bringing it down to the outer V of the eye right here. I cleaned my reference number 1 brush and I'm going into this shade right here. And I'm going to tap it onto the outer corner of my eye. It's a beautiful cool toned burgundy shade, and I'm going to intensify the outer corner with it. Just doing little circles right here around the outer V to blend it upwards a bit. A little bit more of that same shade. I'm first patting it in place right there to build intensity. And then once again, we're going to do little circles around the edges to make sure that the color blends upwards. After it's diffused upwards, I start bringing it in ever so slightly and diffusing it inwards on the crease of my eye. If you're like me and you get a little bit of skipping right there, just go back with your bigger, fluffier brush and blend it. Because if I were to do that with the smaller blending brush, then I would deepen up this inner part too much, and I want the depth to stay on this outer half of the eye back here. I can't wait to use the Trio Chrome shade, so I'm going to go for it. Okay, I'm starting to tap it right in the center of my eyelid, on top of where I put my little primer wand. And for the inner corner right here, I'm going to grab this shade, and I'm going to pat it with my reference number 28 brush on the inner part of the eyelid, right here. Pat, pat, pat it. And then I'm going to swipe my brush a little bit to define the top edge of the shimmer, halfway into my eye. And I've gone back to tap a little bit more product quite a few times just to like build intensity and diffuse any edges in between these two shades. This is what we're looking like. Once again, I got a teeny tiny bit of fallout right there, and I'm about to just wipe it off. For my under eye, I'm going to grab my reference number 26 and the darker matte shade right here, and I'm going to back and forth blend that right underneath my eye. And then with my reference number 14, I'm going into this shade and blowing out the under eye area. There we go. For my inner corner, I want to go back to this shade and just tap it right there. I feel like there's no better inner corner in this palette. I could have gone for this one, but I like glitter. We'll save that shade for the 5 Looks 1 palette video if you guys want one. Obviously, I'm in love. Here's the first look before eyeliner or mascara. And here's the second look before eyeliner or mascara. I'm not going to do any like winged eyeliner or anything, but I am going to put some eyeliner in my waterline for the more burgundy look. I have my Pillow Talk eyeliner. And for this one, since I don't have a coral shade, I went for that lighter pink shade. This is Cuting from Fenty. I feel like it looks okay. So let me put on some mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back to show you the final looks, and then we'll do some swatch comparisons with the rest of the Pat McGrath palettes. I'm back with both looks fully done. I did mascara and lashes. I had the worst mascara application of my life. I almost had to like redo a whole eye look, but thankfully with patience and like 4 Q-tips, I was able to take off my mascara smudges and the eye looks remain good. Anyways, needless to say, I absolutely love this. Let me show you one eye at a time so that you don't get distracted. This is look number 1 right here. Love it. Super girly, super sparkly. There's no other sparkle like Pat McGrath sparkle, okay? I love it. And then I am obsessed with the Trio Chrome shade and the purple shimmer in this one and the inner corner shimmer. Love, 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 love. And then I love burgundy hues, so of course I'm obsessed with the depth that this eye has right here. So now that we did the swatches, did the look, tried the eyeshadow base and all of that, let's finally compare these shades with shades from her previous palettes. The two palettes that will be swatch comparing Pat McGrath number 9 to are going to be the 7th and the 8th palette. These are definitely the most similar. I just stepped back there and I opened every single one of my boxes, and besides maybe like a gold shade or like a color like this one right here, none of those palettes I have back there really have a similar color story to Pat McGrath number 9, yet Pat McGrath 7 and 8 are both in the pinky burgundy kind of rum, so you might have some shades that look sort of similar to the Huetopian palette. So let's see. This is Mothership number 9, the Huetopian palette, and the first shade we're going to compare is this one right here. This is Skin Show Nude Ecstasy. From Mothership number 7, we have Skin Show Nude. We're going to put it right here next to it. And from Mothership number 8, we have Skin Show Rose Opal. Right there. Okay, right here, this is how the three shades compare. This is Mothership number 9, 7, and 8. They have extremely slight differences, and the 9 and the 8 look very alike. Back to the Huetopian palette, another shade we can definitely compare is this one here. This one is called Secret Eden. That's the swatch right there. And from Mothership number 7, we have this shade right here called Valoria. And while at first sight it can look kind of similar, you can see how different they are. Valoria is a lot more grayer, more cool toned. And Secret Eden is kind of like a peachy pink in comparison. Then we have Bronze Desire. From Mothership 7, we have Sable Bronze. And from Mothership number 8, we have Bronze Rose right here, or Bronze Rosé, I should say. So those are the three bronze shades. The first one is Mothership number 9, and then you have 7 and 8. Next, from the Huetopian palette, Bronze Solaris 005, and that's the swatch right there. I think we can compare it with Refined Gold from Mothership number 7. And from number 8, we're going to compare it with Gold Lost 001. Actually, from number 8, we'll also do this one here, which is the Bronze Rosé. Okay, so these are all the shades mentioned. You can see that they all have very slight differences. Back to our Huetopian palette, let's go into this shade right here. And I can already tell you there's nothing quite like this one in any of these palettes. This is the most special shade ever. But from Mothership number 7, we'll compare it to Astral Solstice. Here it is next to it. And from Mothership number 8, we'll do Astral Pink Moon. There we go. So those are the most glittery Astral Blitz shades from each one of these palettes. And like I said, there's nothing that quite looks like the one in the Huetopian palette. It has different shifts to it. It's a lot more colorful and a lot more vibrant of a shimmer. Okay, let's go for the matte burgundy shade. I could tell right away that this one wasn't as dark as the other burgundy shades. This is the dark matte from Mothership number 7, which is more brown, but I'll swatch it anyways. There we go. And then the burgundy matte from Mothership number 8, right there. Those are all three of the dark mattes in the palettes swatched right there. Let's do the shimmer rose tone shade right here. This one is called Cosmic Bloom. From Mothership 7, Rose Dusk is the most similar, so let's swatch it right there. And from Mothership number 8, we'll do both Eleganza and Divine Dusk. So those are going to be right over here. Okay, here are all four of those shades. Once again, pretty similar, but not quite exactly the same. Similar vibes though. The shade Shockwave is pretty different, but I'll swatch it next to the other warm toned matte anyways. There we go. And the warm tone matte is in the Mothership number 8 palette, and it's called Naked Blush. So let's put it right here next to it. See, they're both nice warm matte shades, but the one in the Huetopian palette is a lot more of a vibrant coral type of a color. I was really looking forward to Blitz Extreme. I can't wait to compare it with the other Triochrome shade, which is VR Sextraterrestrial from Mothership number 8. Okay, so let's go for it right here. I mean, they are slightly different. VR Sextraterrestrial has more purple or pink to it, but I feel like once they're on the eye, I'm not sure exactly how much of a difference you'll be able to tell between these two. Our last shade would be Astral Amethyst Moon, and I don't feel like we have any shade in any of the palettes quite like this one. This is a much more vibrant purple than the ones in her other palettes, and it's also much more shimmery. So I don't think I have anything to compare this one to. Okay, to be completely honest, I think that the Huetopian Dream palette is a lot more similar to Mothership number 7 and 8 than I was expecting, but with that said, I think I like this one better. There's something about this beautiful, beautiful Astro Blitz shades. I feel like they shine more than any of the other Astro Blitz shades shine, especially the one I have on my eyelid right here is so freaking beautiful. I also love that this one has 3 different mattes, one of them a very soft one that can be used as a transition, which is lovely. I also love the coral matte she included in this one. I think giving you different undertones in the matte eyeshadows just brings you a lot more variety when it comes to creating eyeshadow looks. The shimmers in this one, even the shimmers that are not the Astro Blitz shades, are just very, very shiny, and they have a little bit of glitter thrown in there, which I am all about. I wasn't all the way bright, I apologize. I also really love that purple Astro Blitz shade that she included in there. The Triochrome shade is beautiful. I honestly can't wait to continue to play with this one, to do a 5 looks, 1 palette with it. I honestly think this might be my new all-time favorite Pat McGrath palette. I am in love. It is so freaking beautiful. And again, I just feel like with this one, I'll have a lot more diversity when it comes to creating eyeshadow looks. Mothership number 7 was a more subtle, girly type of palette. And with Mothership number 8, you can only get very intense looks. There's not a lot of like soft shades in this one. So in that sense, with this one, you only get soft types of looks, and with this one you only get intense types of looks. And I feel like with the Huetopian Dream palette you get the best of both worlds, because you can do soft looks, you can do intense looks, you can do colorful looks, and you can do shimmery, glittery looks. You kind of have a lot more versatility with this one, which is why I think I personally like it better. However, I am glad I did the comparison, because that'll help you guys decide whether or not you will need it in your collection. Of course, I am in love and obsessed with both of these looks that I created today. Let me know if you guys like them. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're interested in the palette, please use my links down in the description box. I almost forgot to tell you guys about the Intensifies Artistry wand. I liked it. It definitely made the eyeshadows shine really pretty, but I'm not sure that we all need it. I feel like we can probably get similar looks using other eyeshadow primers. Am I glad I have it? Yes. Will I use it? Yes. But I don't think it's like an extraordinary product. I feel like we can probably get the same effect using other sticky eyeshadow primers. I think that's all I have to say. I'm in love with the palette and the looks and the shades. Just everything about it is absolutely lovely. Is it similar to the other 2 palettes? Yes, yes it is, but those 2 palettes were some of my favorite Pat McGrath palettes out of all of them that I have, so it makes sense that I'm also going to, of course, love this one. And if it's better and improved and shinier and more blendable, then, you know, I can't help it. I really love it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please don't forget to do so before you leave. Ring the bell if you want to get notified every time that I upload. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.